Now corresponding to question is 6 pole, P is equal to 6 pole. Okay, 3-phase induction motor develop maximum torque corresponding to speed, rotor speed Nr this equal to 1000 rpm. Okay, when operated from a 60 Hz supply, F this equal to 60 Hz supply, rotor resistance per phase R2 is given, that is 1.2 ohm per phase. Okay, neglect stator impedance. If stator impedance are neglected, stator impedance are neglected, means Z1 this equal to R1 plus JX1 this equal to 0. Clear? First of all, with the help of this, you can say that slip for maximum torque Sm this equal to Ns minus Nr divided by Ns. Clear? Slip for maximum torque Ns corresponding to, if supply corresponds to 60 Hz, then 120 F by P, 120 F this equal to 60 Hz divided by 6, that is 1200 rpm. Clear? Now that is 1200 minus 1000, Nr this equal to 1000 for maximum torque. What about Nr? That is 1000, that's why written as 1000. Okay, so we got 1 by 6. Okay, if stator impedance are neglected, so you can say that also we have also determined, you know, that R2 dash by X2 dash. If stator impedance are neglected, relation between R2 dash divided by X2 dash is equal to Sm. This is also written as R2 by K square divided by X2 by K square. It is written as, that is X2 means 2 pi L2 into F. Okay, R2 is 1.2 divided by 2 pi L2 into, that is 60 Hz, and Sm, that is 1 by 6. So we got 2 pi L2 this equal to 0.12. Clear? If any doubt, then written as 0.12. Okay, now another way, the speed which it will be developed maximum torque when operated 50 Hz supply, 50 Hz source. Okay, now at 50 Hz, F this equal to 50 Hz. What about supply frequency? What about Ns? Ns this equal to 120 into 50 divided by 6, that is 1000 rpm. Our motto determine rotor speed. Our motto determine rotor speed. Okay, so for maximum torque corresponding to maximum torque, Sm this is equal to, again that is R2 dash divided by X2. R2 is 1.2 divided by X2 is also written as 2 pi L2 into F this is equal to F. F is 50 Hz, here 50. Okay, in both case R2 is same but X2 is different, that's why Xm is changed, because of X2 is depend upon frequency, 2 pi L2 into F. F is different in this part, that is 60 Hz, and this part is 50 Hz, that's why slip is changed. Okay, now 1.2 divided by, that is 0.12 into 50, it is 0.2. Clear? So what about rotor speed? Rotor speed this will be equal to Ns into 1 minus Sm dash. What about Ns? That is 1000, 1 minus 0.2. Finally we got 800 rpm, that is 800 rpm. Clear? So finally we got answer, that is 800 rpm. This is the final answer. Okay, make it. Additional, we adding some part. The external resistance to be connected in series with each rotor phase. Okay, for developing maximum starting torque on 50 Hz source is. Okay, now I know that for maximum starting torque means, okay, like this one, maximum starting torque at slip as this equal to 1, starting torque, this will be equal to T max. What about SM? That is 1. Okay. Now, corresponding question, external resistance to be added connected in series with each rotor phase means R21 this will be equal to R20 plus R external. Okay. What about R2? That is 1.2 plus R external. Clear? Now, corresponding to question, SM this will be equal to R21 divided by X2. Clear? That is R21 this will be equal to SM this will be equal to 1. So you can say that R21 this will be equal to X2. So R21 this will be equal to, that is 2 pi L2 into F. I have already determined 2 pi L2 this will be equal to 0.12. So that is 0.12. And what about F? F is 50 Hz, corresponding to this one. F this will be equal to 50 Hz, that's why. So R21 this will be equal to 6, that is 6 ohm. Finally, what about external resistance? R20 plus R external this will be equal to 6. This one is 1.2 plus R external, that is 6. So R external this will be equal to 6 minus 1.2, that is 4.8 ohm. Okay, this is the final answer. Make it clear. If any doubt, what I am saying, in previous question we have adding some part, the external resistance to be connected in series. Some external resistance are connected in series in rotor with each rotor phase means R2 change corresponding to R20 plus R external. Okay, so R21 rotor resistance like this one, so it is written as 1.2 plus external resistance. Now for developing maximum starting torque, for maximum starting torque means, that is starting torque this will be equal to T max. Okay, possible when SM this will be equal to 1, slip this will be equal to 1. Slip this will be equal to 1 means this will be equal to 1 for maximum torque. SM this will be equal to 1. So with the help of this formula we got R21 this will be equal to X2. I know that 2 pi L2 already we have find 0.12. So we R21 this will be equal to 0.12 into 50, this will be equal to 6 ohm. R21 this will be equal to this one plus 1.2 plus external resistance, like this will be equal to 6. So external resistance is 4.8. If you can say that 4.8 ohm per phase rotor resistance adding, then starting torque add S this will be equal to 1, we got starting torque this will be equal to T max. Okay, make it. Coming to question, for a 3-phase 50 Hz squirrel cage induction motor, rotor leakage reactance at standstill is at stand. For first off, what about frequency? 50 Hz. At standstill reactance X2 this will be equal to 2 pi F into L2. Okay, at standstill means frequency F. In running condition rotor leakage reactance is written as 2 pi S into F. Okay, in running condition corresponding to this one, at standstill means S this will be equal to 1, means rotor is not running. Slip this will be equal to Ns minus Nr divided by Ns. Nr this will be equal to 1. So Ns minus 0 divided by Ns this will be equal to 1. So at standstill X2 this will be equal to 2 pi F into L2. What about F? That is stator frequency. Okay, supply on stator frequency. Okay, now this one is given 2 pi R2. stand still twice of its resistance, means that is like this one. So 2 pi L2 divided by R2, 2R2, or you can say that 2 by F, or you can say that R2 divided by 2 pi L2 is written as 50 divided by 2, that is 25 Hz. Clear? Now another way, the frequency, next, the frequency of the supply at maximum torque is obtained at standstill is, T starting this be equal to T max. Suppose that frequency F at F1, we have considered F1, T starting this be equal to T max. What about slip? That is 1, maximum slip, that is 1, maximum torque corresponding to slip, that is 1, and you know that is R2 by X2, this be equal to 1, so R2 this be equal to X2. Okay, X2 this be equal to 2 pi L2 into F1, so R2 divided by 2 pi L2 this be equal to F1, this be equal to 25 Hz. So this one is 25 Hz. Clear? Means if supply frequency is 25 Hz, then we got maximum torque corresponding to starting torque at Sm this equal to 1. So make it. Now our motor, when the supply voltage to 3-phase slip squirrel cage induction motor, okay, is reduced by 18%, means V this be equal to, if rated voltage V0, then V corresponding to question, when supply voltage to 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor is reduced, suppose that is rated voltage, V0 be the rated voltage, okay, corresponding to question V0 change corresponding to V0 minus 18% of V0, so it is, that is 0.82 V0, new voltage corresponding to this one. The maximum torque will be decreases by how much? I know that the maximum torque formula, Tm this will be equal to 3 divided by omega s V square divided by 2 times of R1 plus under root R1 square plus x square. Clear? I know that. What about x this will be equal to x1 plus x2 dash. Okay, corresponding to rated voltage, this one like this one. For new voltage V, suppose that if V is change, then maximum torque also change. So 3 divided by omega s V square divided by 2 into R1 plus under root R1 square plus x square. So finally Tm upon Tm0 this will be equal to V upon V0 to the whole square. This one 0.82 V0 divided by V0 to the whole square. So finally we got 0.82 to the whole square, that is 0.724. Okay, now our motto change, determine change, Tm minus T. So it is written as finally we got -1, that is minus of 32.76, you can approximate, that is 33%. Okay, means reduced by how much? 33%. So which one is correct option? C is the correct option. Make it. Now corresponding question is a three-phase induction motor. Three-phase induction motor starting torque and maximum torque varies respectively like this one. Which one is the correct option? Okay. Now, first of all, what about a starting torque? Start, the electromagnetic torque. Omega s into V square into R2 dash by S whole divided by R1 plus R2 dash to the whole square plus X square. Okay. Now, torque speed characteristic, that is T and that is NR. Rotor speed like this one. Okay. Actual characteristic of like this one. Okay. Practically. Now slip 1 and add as NR is equal to NS. What about slip? That is 0. Clear? I know that slip decreases from 0 to 1. Okay. Sorry, increases from 0 to 1. Okay. Now corresponding to that is maximum slip, and this one, that is suppose that is M1 dash. SM is greater than SM. SM1 is greater than SM. Why? Because of corresponding to slip here 0. This one as compared to this one always less. Practically three-phase induction motor operating corresponding to this one. Okay. Now, if any doubt, we have discussed in types of induction motor. Why operating corresponding to this one. Okay. Okay. Now, in this region, SM this be equal to practically, if suppose that stator impedance is neglected, means Z1 this will be equal to R1 plus JX1 J0. Okay. And then what about starting torque? It is clear, as this be equal to 1. At as this be equal to 1 means starting torque. At starting NS this NR this be equal to 0, so slip this be equal to 1. Why? S is this be equal to NS minus 0 divided by NS, that is 1. Okay, so written as 3 divided by omega s into V square upon R2 dash whole divided by corresponding to question, and X this be equal to X1 plus X2, so it is written as X2 dash. Okay, and R1 is 0 and X1 is also 0, so put here, that is R2 dash by S to the whole square plus X2 dash to the whole square. Clear? Now in this way, practically three-phase induction motor operating corresponding to this one. In this region, maximum slip this be equal to, if stator impedance are neglected, then SM this be equal to R2 dash by X2 dash. Okay, this is less than 1, so you can say that R2 dash is less than X2 dash. Clear? So you can say this one is 1 first of all. So starting torque 3 divided by omega s V square divided by R2 dash, it is written closer to X2 dash to the whole square. It is written as this one is neglected as compared to this one, that's why. Okay, so starting torque is written as omega s this be equal to 4 pi f by p and v square into r2 dash divided by, it is written as f into L2 by k square to the whole square. So you can say that starting torque is inversely proportional to, that is f square, and that is f cube. So you can say that starting torque is inversely proportional to slip, cube of the slip. Okay, inversely proportional to cube of the slip frequency. You can say that starting torque inversely proportional to frequency cube. Okay, like this one. Now our motor, next one, maximum torque. What is the maximum torque? Formula of maximum torque, T max, this is equal to 3 upon omega s v square divided by 2 times of r1 plus under root r1 square plus x square. Clear? Corresponding to question, it is objective question, that's why we have considered stator impedance are neglected. Okay, if stator impedance are neglected, then it is closer to 3 divided by omega s into v square divided by, it is written as x plus x2 dash, it means that is x2 dash. Clear? So you can say that T max is also written as 3 upon 4 pi f by p and v square divided by 2 pi f into L2 divided by k square. So T max is inversely proportional to f square. Okay, so T max is inversely proportional to x square and starting torque inversely proportional to f cube. So C is the correct option. Make it. Responding to question, a three-phase star connected slip ring induction motor is fit from a 400 volt. First of all, per phase voltage. Per phase voltage this is equal to VPH 400 divided by root 3, that is 230.9 volt. Clear? Approximate like this one. 50 hertz source, stator to rotor effective turn ratio. Now stator to rotor effective turns ratio given, that is 2, means you can say that basically En1 this is equal to 2. Okay, so rotor to stator effective turns ratio is divided by En1, that is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Clear? Now rotor speed, that is RPM. Okay, our motto, determine rotor induced EMF per phase would be, means running condition. In running condition, because of rotor is running, corresponding to which speed? 1440 RPM. That's why we have determined induced EMF. You can say that E2S, rotor induced EMF in a running condition. In running condition, that is it, per phase corresponding E2S, this is equal to S into E2. What about E2? This is also, you can say that per phase rotor induced EMF. What about E2? E2 is also per phase rotor induce EMF at standstill. Okay, mean if as this be equal to 1, then rotor induced EMF, that is E2. Clear? Means rotor is not running and that time. Clear? Now how to determine slip? You know that slip is equal to ns minus nr divided by ns. What about ns? I don't know, but rotor is given. Rotor speed like this one. So synchronous speed is corresponding to rotor speed like 1500. Now corresponding to question, that is 50 Hz. So ns this equal to written as 120 F by P. 120 into 50 divided by P, that is 6000 divided by P. If P this equal to 2, what about ns? That is 3000. And if P this equal to 4, so ns this equal to 1500. So closer to 1500 rpm. So we consider ns 1500 and number of poles is 4. If ask question, what about number of poles? That is 4. Okay, rotor speed always closer to synchronous speed. Okay, we have already discussed in previous lecture. So now here 1500 minus nr like this one, and that is 1500, that is 0.04, as this equal to 0.04. okay, what about E2? I know that E2 to by E1. E2 is per phase rotor induced EMF at standstill, and E1 is the stator induced EMF. Now this is equal to K, this is equal to K. Now if stator impedance are neglected, then E1 is closer to VPH. Okay, so it is written as 230.9 volt. Okay, so what about E2? That is how, what about K? That is 0.5, 0.530.9. so 0.5 into 230.9, that is 145 volt. Clear? Now slip, that is 0.04 into 115.45 volt. So finally we got in 2.04, that is 4.618 volt. It is closer to 4.62 volt. So which one is correct? A is the correct option. Clear? This is objective question, that's why we have considered some assumption. If stator impedance are neglected, then even this be equal to VPH. Okay, now make it. Now according to question, A3 slip induction motor supplying a load, full load torque at 1440 rpm. It means that is okay. What about ns? It is closer to rotor speed, so that is 1500 rpm. Now at rated voltage and frequency, the rated frequency closer always consider 50 Hz. That's why if f this is equal to 50 Hz and number of poles is 4, then synchronous speed like this one, and if nr like this one, near closer to 1500, then we have consider ns like this one and frequency corresponding to this one, number of poles like this one. Okay, now that is a standard value. Now if the torque is reduced by 30%, Which torque is reduced? Full load torque. T full load dash, this is equal to T full load to 30% of the T full load. So that is 0.7 T full load. Okay. Then what about speed? Now first of all make the torque speed characteristic, that is torque and that is rotor speed. Now practically induction motor operate at full load, that is NR, that is NS, that is T. Okay, that is full load slip, that is full load slip. So corresponding to this, what about slip? Full load slip is 1500 minus, that is 15, like that is 0.04. Clear? Now if full load torque, if we speed like this one, then slip like this one, then full load torque operating here. Now if full load torque is reduced by 30%, means like this one, then what about speed? Full load speed. Okay, clear what I am saying? See, this one operating low slip region, so you can say that electromagnetic torque is proportional to slip. I have already discussed. If any doubt, go to the basic. In low slip region, low slip region means S closer to 0, then R1 plus R2 dash by S to the whole square plus X square, it is written as R2 dash by S to the whole square. Now electromagnetic torque formula, 3 divided by omega S V square into R2 dash by S divided by R1 plus R2 dash to the whole square plus X square. Okay. Now T full load at low slip region, 3 divided by omega S V square divided by, you can say that is R2 into S. Finally this one written like this one, so finally got. So you can say torque is proportional to slip. Clear? Now if this is dash divided by V square upon R2 dash into, that is SFL dash, so TFL dash divided by TFL, this will be equal to SFL dash divided by SFL. Now it is written as 0.7 TFL divided by TFL, it is 0.04 divided by SFL dash. So FL dash, this will be equal to SFL dash, this will be equal to take second, TL dash divided by, this one is okay, this FL dash divided by SFL, that is 0.4. So SFL dash, this will be equal to 0.04 into 0.7, it is given, that is 0.028. So what about full load speed when load torque is reduced by 30% of full load torque? When full load torque reduce 30%, then what about full load speed? That is NR full load speed, this will be equal to NS into 1 minus SFL dash, that is 1500 into 1 minus, that is 0.028. How much? That is 1500, 1 minus 0.028, that is into 1500. finally we got RPM. Clear? 1458 RPM. Make it.